Okay, we've got a shivering episode number 13. It's 23 degrees in Jacksonville, Florida at 6:25 a.m. I put that on the banner this morning. Super Bowl takes place in what about 1 week, and we'll check the line. Last time we checked it, I think Seattle was a 4.5 point favorite. We'll check it again here in a little bit, but the cold weather's amazing. Let us know how cold it is where you are in the comments. How cold is it where you are? Arctic, hard freeze in North Florida and South Georgia, and even up in Bama, too. That cold part of Southeast Alabama. Mad Max with the madmaxmix.weebly.com. I messaged with him yesterday, and it was going to be even colder in Southeast Alabama than here in Jacksonville, Florida. 23 degrees now. Man, welcome to the show, the Teal Shirt Report podcast, episode show number 13. And JC, what we'll do here is we will salute one of your boys. I know you were a big Dan Marino guy. He wore number 13. This is episode show number 13. I may have to go, man. It's been so cold. I may have to go blow my nose here for a minute. But we're going to have a lot of fun on this podcast. And it's February the 1st, by the way. It doesn't feel like springtime. We're not even anywhere near close to springtime. Now, here's the deal. It feels colder than the actual temperature. Well, that's good news. West winds are going to kick up today. It's going to be very breezy and windy, more than breezy, windy. And I see Palatka's got 28 degrees, St. Augustine 27. Normally, St. Augustine's warmer than we are, but they're not warm this morning. St. Nicholas, 28 degrees. I know about St. Nicholas over there on Beach Boulevard. St. Simon's Island, Georgia, is at 27 now. But I'm going to tell you right here in Jacksonville, Florida, right near the airport and world headquarters, it's 23 degrees Fahrenheit. That's well below 0 Celsius for our friends across the pond. Those are like 9 a.m. temperatures. It's going to approach 26 degrees in Arlington, a part of Jacksonville, at like 9 a.m. That's what that scroll was for. But here in Jacksonville, 23 degrees, still might drop another degree or two. And it looks like we're going to do it all over again tonight with cold, low temperatures going down to near 23. We might still hit 21. Now, I saw some info about what the temperatures will be at 9 a.m. a couple of hours from now. And they're still going to be below freezing. We're going to have several hours of below freezing temperatures here in North Florida and Jacksonville. I'll leave the scroll up. We'll let you hear a little bit of our music. And Coffee Boy, if you'd bring me a cup, man, it is too cold not to have a cup of coffee. Can you believe yesterday? I'll point this out. This might shock a few people. Yesterday, I did not even make coffee. No coffee. So you know darn well the coffee is tasted even better on this Sunday morning. Boy, that's a pretty good cup there. Whoa, coffee there. Man, got that Italian roast cooking. We're going to talk NFL football, Super Bowl in about a week from now. Seattle favored. The Icemen lose again against South Carolina. I think they lost by the same score, 4-1, back to back. And what's happening with the Icemen? They are struggling. The Jacksonville Icemen are now 17 wins, 20 losses, 2 overtime losses, and they're well under 500 and getting into kind of the heart of the season on February the 1st of 2026. Man, it's cold out there. Jacksonville Jaguars, there might have been some good news. A salary cap. Well, you knew what was going to happen. The NFL salary cap they got more money, and the salary cap is going to go up. I know John Gaylor posted that in the chat. And I asked John, I said, does that mean the Jaguars might be able to keep a player that they thought they were not going to be able to keep. And then I saw on social media, man, we might get to keep Devin Lloyd. Might be to re-sign Devin Lloyd. Not so fast. Jags are still over the cap. There's more cap money now. Boy, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And all of this stuff will start taking place, after the Super Bowl, of course. We'll take a look at the line on the Super Bowl. The Icemen lose back-to-back games against the South Carolina Stingrays. Identical scores. Both scores were 4-1, actually. Let me see if I can find the line for the Super Bowl. We may just make this a real short podcast since it's so cold out there. I think I got the update. Seattle was a 4.5-point favorite when I checked a few days ago. And these are good teams. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks are 16-3 on the year, counting the playoff wins. And, when you're in the Super Bowl, you've done nothing but win in the playoffs. Seattle Seahawks are 16-3. New England Patriots are 17-3. Let me refresh this to make sure I've got absolutely the right line to give you. And our source, last time I checked, they like New England. And I think that might be going against the grain. Our source says New England will win, cover the spread, and the total will go over. My goodness. But I bet if you lined up about a dozen people, I bet about 9 or 10 of them would pick Seattle. I could be wrong. Now, maybe our source knows something. You remember Tom Brady used to get the pat on the back by the officials late in the game when they beat the Jaguars in that game where the Patriots had, one penalty for 10 yards. Miles Jack wasn't down. The officials appeared to ignore a couple of holding penalties against the Patriots. Yes, JC, that happened. Let it go, JC would say. Man, how can you let it go? And then this season, the Jaguars appear cursed. So do the Buffalo Bills. Maybe Denver, too, because their quarterback got hurt and they got knocked out. And now it's New England and Seattle. And the oblique injury that the Seattle quarterback, Sam Darnold, had, it's got to be better. A 2 weeks rest going into the Super Bowl. Man, these teams are going to be, I would think, fairly healthy. The Denver quarterback got hurt. Denver got beat. The backup quarterback, Stidham, could only score 7 points, and then it snowed, right? My goodness. Denver was fighting by having to play a backup quarterback and Stidham. And then there was snow in the second half of that game, too. The Super Bowl, the New England Patriots are 17-3. Seattle Seahawks are 16-3. The line is still 4.5 points. The spread consensus is 4.5 points in most circles. The over-under is right at 45. Our source says New England will win, cover the spread, and win the game, and the total will go over. That's what our source is saying. Who do you like in the game? New England versus Seattle. I've got more stuff I'm going to bring up. We're going to talk in the next episode. We're going to talk about quarterbacks. Quarterbacks who've won the Super Bowl, quarterbacks who have not won the Super Bowl. Take Dan Marino, for instance, here in episode show number 13. He's been to the Super Bowl, or I should say he had been to the Super Bowl early in his career, lost it, and never got back there again. But we'll salute Dan Marino, man. He's got a lot of passing records. The guy that played his whole career with the Miami Dolphins, Hall of Famer, no doubt. And, Dan Marino, toward the end of his career, there were rumors he might, go play for the Steelers, but that never came to fruition. It's kind of funny how these things happen. Also, JC, I got a question for you. And please do some thinking. And I love this stat, JC. This is an NBA basketball stat. I know you and I have kind of soured on the NBA, but now we can't sour about this because this was back in the late 70s. Okay, that's the only clue you're going to get. Who is this basketball player? And I know JC's not a big Facebook guy, so he's probably not going to find my post. So, JC, JC, the old coffee boy, our producer of our podcast, episode show number 13 today of the Teal Shirt Report podcast from BigJReport.com. Brought to you by the MadMaxMix.weebly.com and Max's outstanding Wednesday night show. You can get the details on the show on our scroll. On the bottom of the screen, you can hear Mad Max each Wednesday night. You can hear JC live from the pub every Thursday night at LakeUpAllTheHits.com. Great internet radio where it's all good. Okay, trivia question for the coffee boy. What do you think, JC? I'm gonna give you a stat line from NBA basketball. Back in the day when NBA basketball was good and they were actually more fundamentally sound, you didn't see as many guys traveling. Back then they used to call it, I believe. How about this stat line, JC? Who is this player? In 1978, this is a game, it was about this time of the year. It was actually late January in the late 70s. I'm not going to give you the exact year, but it was the late 70s. This player scored 45 points in a game, had 17 rebounds, 7 steals, and 4 assists. And they beat the Buffalo Braves. That'll be one more hint. He scored for the winning team, but they beat the Buffalo Braves. Who is this player, JC? 45 points in one game. He scored 45 points in a game and had 17 rebounds and 7 steals and 4 assists. Man, that's just a complete takeover by a player. Who is this player, JC? Do you know? Let me know in the comments, or anybody. Let me know who this player was back in the late 70s in a particular game against the Buffalo Braves, who gave up all those points to the guy. Cold, 23 degrees here in Jacksonville, Florida. It's 6:41 a.m. on Sunday morning, February the 1st of 2026. Check our concert calendar at BigJReport.com in the Neighbors 2 section. More than likely, we're going to be back in a few minutes, and so stand with us. Stay tuned, and let's hear a little bit of our theme music. And we appreciate you guys tuning in to the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Who is that player, JC, that scored all those points? Should I give you the stat line again? This particular player playing against the Buffalo Braves. And the Buffalo Braves lost this game. So I've given you enough clues. Late January 1978, this player scored 45 points in a game while getting 17 rebounds, 7 steals, and 4 assists. If you think you know who it is, make a guess in the comments. Please do that. You're tuned into the Teal Shirt Report podcast. Episode show number 13. We're brought to you by the MadMaxMix.weebly.com. JC live from the pub show on Thursday nights at LakeUpAllTheHits.com. You can check out Mad Max on Wednesday nights at MadMaxMix.weebly.com. And we're also brought to you by Saucer Realty and Capital for your real estate needs in North Florida and surrounding areas. You're tuned in to the Teal Shirt Report podcast. And we're going to step away, but we'll be back in a little while to do another episode. We'll probably stay on the same theme of 13. This has been episode show number 13. Okay? Okay. Man, it's cold out there. 23 degrees in Jacksonville, Florida. Does anybody believe in global warming? I really don't. 23 degrees. I bought it. The best investment I made in the last 3 or 4 weeks was a new space heater. It's a nice one too, and it'll keep you warm. And we got cold weather all over North Florida, South Georgia, Western Georgia, that pocket of Southeast Alabama. We'll be checking some more temperatures right now in Jacksonville, Florida. 23 degrees. believe it's colder up in that pocket of southeast Alabama. Max gave me some temperatures. And, the one thing I want to pass along, be careful. Stay inside. If you're going to go outside, you better wear some extremely warm clothes, layers of clothes, because the winds are going to pick up here in Duval County in North Florida. West winds picking up at 16 to 21 miles per hour with gusts as high as 31 miles per hour. We'll be back. We'll probably have a 13A coming up next, but this is episode show number 13. JC, only 15 minutes. So check out the whole thing. It's only 15 minutes long. You guys have a great day. We're brought to you by Salsa Realty and Capital for your real estate needs in North Florida. You'll find a link for Salsa Realty and Capital near the updated North Florida weather information on our homepage at bigjreport.com. Links for both the madmaxmix.weebly.com and JC's Live from the Pub Show from LakeUvalahits.com. Links for those shows in the Neighbors 2 section. There's also an article about Mad Max's show on which you can hear every Wednesday night at madmaxmix.weebly.com. We've been eloquently produced by JC and also by Alex Nunnery. Want to thank John Gaylor, our contributor and correspondent too. I'm sure we'll be talking to New York Joe again very soon, who did a nice episode with us a few days ago. Super Bowl, we gave you the line, the point spread on the Super Bowl, and let us know in the comments who's going to win the game. Right now, Seattle is a 4.5 point favorite. The over-under is at exactly 45 points so far. And we'll check more temperatures, and we'll be back. We'll be doing some more YouTubing and podcasting today on Sunday, February the 1st, on this very cold day in Jacksonville, Florida. 23 degrees right now. Clear skies with some widespread frost in some areas. And you guys have a great day. We'll be back. I'm Scott, your host for the Teal Shirt Report podcast, episode show number 13, on this shivering cold Sunday morning, February the 1st. 23 degrees Fahrenheit in Jacksonville. That's well below 0 Celsius. You guys have a great day. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. We'll be back. We'll be back here in a little while. This is the Teal Shirt Report podcast from bigjreport.com. Take care. Hey, we will be back soon, okay? Thank you for watching and listening.